First of all, I would like to thank Thorsten Dirks for his really impressive speech. I'm also one of those who strongly believe in bright future of personalized medicine and more broadly big data. I believe it will be possible to find all kind of very useful for our people different correlations from big data. It will be possible to find similar patterns from big data, and I myself, I hope one lovely day I will get a phone call from hospital and they will say, Mr. Ansip, please go immediately to the hospital because most likely you will get stroke after 6 hours. I will be not extremely happy about this phone call, but I will be grateful anyway, because to avoid stroke, it's something else than just to deal with the consequences. So, Thorsten Dirks and me, we will get this phone call only when we will be able to create a digital single market in the European Union. Let's do it together. So, ladies and gentlemen, technology brings an endless evolution that transforms our daily lifestyles, needs, and demands. As a major driving force of Europe's economy, industry will depend heavily on ICT as the world turns increasingly digital. To serve the markets of the future, to succeed at the forefront of the tech revolution, our industrial companies and operations have to go digital. There is no alternative to that. Many of our more traditional sectors are already undergoing profound change. At Bitkom, you are familiar with this as Industry 4.0, the fourth industrial revolution. However, the process is gradual. It has yet to spread throughout European industry. The challenge now is to make sure that all industrial sectors can make the best use of new technologies, sustain their transition towards higher value digitized products and processes. There is some way to go before we fully reach that point. Investment certainly helps, particularly in research into new digital technologies. It is where the real economic growth will come from in the future. European companies are already strong in microelectronics, embedded systems, and networking technologies. These are the technologies springboard for making the most of newer database sectors such as big data, robotics, and the Internet of Things. They are closely interlinked. We have to be competitive in all of them. Without the Internet of Things, there will be less big data. Without 5G, we cannot realize the full potential of the Internet of Things. Without clouds, the growth of big data will be held back. These are all reasons why the Commission has earmarked almost 3 billion euros for 2016 and 2017 in the digital part of the Horizon 2020 research funding plan. But there are more difficult barriers to tackle. Europe's fragmented digital landscape. There will be no Industry 4.0 soon if we do not create the right conditions for investments, innovation, and digital growth. Across sectors and across Europe's potentially immense single market. There is where the plan for building the digital single market comes in. It is our blueprint for digitizing European industry. This is the strategy to remove the barriers that hold back the creation of an open European digital space. The digital single market addresses areas vital for our industry's digital transformation. The free flow of data, technical standards, interoperability, platforms, broadband, cloud computing. Going digital will help us to product innovation and to more efficient production processes. We need this to maintain our strong industrial and business base. We need this to create jobs and raise overall EU competitiveness by increasing flexibility, efficiency, and productivity. We need this to help manage the transition to a smart industrial and services economy. Ladies and gentlemen, this is not just an issue of increasing ICT into manufacturing process and making more use of automation and customized production techniques. Digitization stimulates now new business models. Digitization helps businesses adapt as the boundaries between products and their related services gradually disappear. It will improve all parts of the value chain: marketing, logistics, distribution, after-sales support. Thanks to its strong manufacturing base, Europe has the potential to go much further with the digitizing industry. While that potential needs to be realized primarily by existing industry, it also offers many opportunities for startups. And Europe is fortunate to be home a vibrant startup scene. We should be more proud and outspoken about this. A recent report showed that 40 European companies founded since the start of the millennium are now valued at more than $1 billion each. Europe's unicorn scene is definitely starting to gain in strength. While the future looks bright for European startups, it is far from plain sailing. Our fledgling tech companies still find it difficult to recruit the right talent and then retain it. They find it difficult to gain access to financing at different stages of their growth. The market for capital and talent is very fragmented. So are the regulatory regimes. This makes it hard to set up a company in a different EU country with people coming from different countries or from beyond the European Union. Scaling up across borders and improving access to a larger customer base is still a problem. Poor access to partnerships and fundings leads many European startups to look for growth in other markets like the United States and Asia. We now have the chance to nurture the next generation of e-health, big data, Internet of Things, content and robotics companies. We need to give them the room to grow and grow fast. After all, that is what happened in the United States. Many of the top 100 US companies did not exist 25 years ago. Startup is great, but scale up is what matters. The additional industry must open up to startups. The industry must learn that nurturing and buying startups is an efficient innovation strategy. Why? Because startups bring the talent and disruptive energy that Europe's successful traditional industries need to remain successful in the digital age. Startups help industry to innovate, increase global competitiveness, and acquire specific technologies and know-how. This relationship is complementary and mutually beneficial. It is a value cycle of innovation that needs our support. I would like to see EU industry considering more takeovers of startups, buying into their expertise and innovation, and raising exit opportunities for founders in Europe. Ladies and gentlemen, it has sometimes been said that the market punishes those who come late. In the fast-moving world of technology, we do not want to be in that position. The simple truth is that we cannot afford the lag behind. Digitization will affect all sectors of the economy. Perhaps we have not yet fully grasped the speed at which this is happening. The digital single market strategy gives European industry and business the chance to be at the cutting edge of technological progress, to get ahead, to prepare for the future by shedding the barriers of the past and present. We need to work closely together and quickly. The European Commission, national EU governments and regions, and of course, industry itself. If we are to make sure we do not miss out on the tremendous business and employment opportunities that digitizing industry will bring, there is no time to lose. Thank you.
Mr. Commissioner, thank you so much for that speech. I cannot think of a more relevant way to kick off today's events on the red stage. I'd like to take just a moment and pick up on something you said. You said the market punishes those who wait. How soon will we see the implementation of the digital single market here in Europe?
Yes, we are really in a terrible hurry. We were able to create a single market in physical meaning in the European Union, but this digital single market does still not exist. We have 28 relatively small markets in digital meaning, but digital single market in the European Union does not exist. And cost of non-Europe in digital meaning is huge. According to analysis prepared by the European Parliament, this cost is even 415 billion euros per year. So this Commission is planning to make all those proposals according to digital single market strategy in this year and during the next year. Yesterday, we launched already our first two proposals. First is dealing with the fragmentation of the market. We proposed fully harmonized contract rules for both tangible and digital goods and services. And yesterday, we made a proposal which will allow portability of the content across the European Union. As we know, 271 million trips with at least one overnight stay in another EU member state are made by Europeans during the year, and many of those people traveling in some other EU member states, they would like to get access to their legally bought content in their home countries, but because of copyright restrictions, they cannot. So I hope in the year 2017, people they will get legally access to their legally bought digital content. As we know, since 15th of June 2017, we will abolish roaming surcharges, and it means more and more people, they would like to use their digital devices when traveling in some other countries.
Well, I think I speak for everyone in the room when I say I am definitely looking forward to that. Mr. Commissioner, thank you so much for your speech today.
Thank you very much.